So, have you ever actually wondered what the FBI is really up to in your own city? Well, today, we're going to crack open the FBI San Diego's 2025 Year-End Review Report to get a real look inside, see exactly how they're tackling everything from local scams to, believe it or not, international espionage. Let's get into it.
I mean, look at that skyline. Gorgeous, right? But behind all that beauty, there's this constant, invisible battle being fought against threats you'd probably never even think about. So what does it actually take to protect a city like San Diego? This isn't just any town. It's a massive hub sitting right on an international border. The answer is complicated, and the stakes just couldn't be higher.
And this is the mission, coming straight from the top. Mark Dargis, he's the special agent in charge, and he lays it out pretty clearly. It's not about just one thing. He calls it a three-front war, protecting the local communities, going after violent criminals, and defending the entire country.
So, let's start close to home. We're talking Main Street, right? The kinds of crimes that hit us right where we live, affecting our neighbors, our families, and our wallets.
You know, one of the most heartbreaking threats out there is elder fraud. This report really shines a light on how criminals specifically go after seniors. Why? Well, because they can be more trusting and, often, they've worked their whole lives to build up their savings. And the schemes they're using now are just unbelievably sophisticated.
Yeah, this isn't just one quick phone call. It's a whole devastating three-phase operation. It starts with a classic scare tactic, a fake tech support call saying your computer's infected. Then, phase 2, they build your trust by pretending to accidentally refund you too much money. And finally, that's the hook. They trick you into wiring that extra money back, and just like that, you become an unwilling part of a money laundering scheme. It's wild. This one operation, run out of India and Thailand, stole over $40 million from 500 seniors before the FBI's Elder Justice Task Force finally shut them down.
And sometimes the threat is hiding in plain sight, coming from the very people who swore an oath to protect us. This is the story of a former Customs and Border Protection officer, Diego de Jesus Bonillo. He took an oath to protect the border. Instead, he used his position to just wave cars loaded with drugs through for a cartel. We're talking massive amounts of fentanyl, meth, and other drugs just pouring onto our streets. A complete betrayal of trust.
And believe me, the corruption didn't just stop at the border. Look at this number. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. This was a scheme run by a former Veterans Affairs employee, a guy named Daniel Rickles. He was a claims examiner who, for a price, was illegally inflating disability ratings for veterans, lining his own pockets and costing taxpayers a fortune.
All right, let's shift gears a bit, because the threats in San Diego go way beyond just money or drugs. You've got that huge naval base there, right? Well, that makes the city a prime target for foreign espionage. And no, this isn't some spy movie plot. This stuff is actually happening right in their backyard.
Check out this case. It's just jaw-dropping. You have an active-duty sailor with a security clearance, Jin Shaowei, who sold out his own country. He was handing over technical manuals, photos, videos, all the sensitive details about the weapons systems on a U.S. warship. And for what? $12,000. Can you believe that? A profound betrayal for what is, frankly, a shockingly low price.
So you see, the San Diego office's work doesn't stop at the water's edge. It's actually a critical launch pad in the fight against these massive international criminal organizations, the kind that operate all over the globe but have roots or operations that hit Southern California hard.
And a perfect and, frankly, disturbing example of this global fight is the case of that notorious sex trafficking empire, Girls Do Porn. Even though its operations were worldwide, it was based right there in San Diego. The mastermind, Michael Pratt, built this multi-million-dollar criminal enterprise by exploiting and abusing hundreds and hundreds of women.
But, he couldn't hide forever. The second he was charged, Pratt was out of there. He fled the country, cashed out his assets, and became an international fugitive. This timeline here, it just shows you the incredible persistence of the FBI. It took them more than 3 years, but they hunted him all the way down to Spain, brought him back, and finally brought him to justice.
Okay, now we have to talk about what might be the single biggest financial threat facing Americans today: cryptocurrency investment fraud. It's also known as pig butchering. Yeah, the name is grim, but it's disturbingly accurate. Scammers, usually from organized crime groups in Southeast Asia, will spend weeks, even months, building a relationship with you, fattening up the pig, before they convince you to sink your life savings into a fake crypto platform. And then, poof, they're gone with all of it.
So this is where the San Diego office basically changed the game. Instead of just reacting after the money was already gone, they got proactive. They created Operation Level Up.
They analyzed data from past victim reports to find patterns, and now they can identify and warn potential victims before they lose everything. And the results are just astounding. They've notified over 8,000 people, and get this, a staggering 77% of them had no idea they were being scammed, and they prevented over $500 million in losses. That's billion with a B.
But while this huge cyber battle is raging on, the physical war on drugs at the border is absolutely escalating. So what does that fight actually look like on the ground?
I mean, the scale of this is just staggering. Total drug seizures skyrocketed by 700% in just 1 year. That includes over half a ton of cocaine and, most critically, 15 kilograms of fentanyl, an enormous quantity of a drug where just a few milligrams can be lethal. These numbers really capture the massive challenge they're facing at the border.
And the FBI isn't fighting this battle alone. They team up with other agencies, like in Operation Summer Heat. And that's when you really see the power of collaboration. They made 76 arrests, seized a huge amount of meth, but maybe the most important result is right there in that last bar. They located and rescued 7 children from exploitation. And that's just a crucial reminder of the very human stakes in this fight.
So, okay, we've seen the cases, we've looked at the stats, and we've talked about the strategies. But the story of the FBI San Diego office is really about the people, the ones who serve, the ones who have sacrificed, and their connection to the community they protect.
And this is a somber but absolutely vital part of their story. Every single year, the office pauses to remember Special Agents Jared Robert Porter and Charles W. Elmore. Back in 1979, they were killed in the line of duty at the El Centro office. It's a powerful and sobering reminder that this work carries the ultimate risk.
And you know, their work isn't just about making arrests. A huge part of it is building bridges with the community. Through programs like the Teen and Citizens Academies, they open their doors to educate the public. It's all about fostering the trust and partnership that are absolutely essential to their mission. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most crucial point of all. The report makes it crystal clear that the FBI's most powerful asset isn't some fancy technology or tactic. It's the public. It's you. Every single investigation we've talked about relies on information. It relies on regular people seeing something and saying something. So the question isn't just what the FBI will do next year, but what part we will all play in it. What will you report?